Imagine having it all: fame, fortune, and a name known around the world. That was the life of Sean "Diddy" Combs, a music legend who seemed untouchable. But now he's behind bars and facing serious charges that could lock him away for life. And at the center of this downfall is his ex, Cassie Ventura, whose explosive allegations have shocked the world. This is the story of their twisted relationship, the accusations and the trial that's shaking the industry. It all started back in 2006 when 19-years-old Cassie signed with Diddy's Bad Boy Records. A young star on the rise, her first song, Me and You, became a big hit almost right away. But behind the scenes, something darker was happening. See, Diddy didn't just sign Cassie, he took control of her. What started as a business deal quickly turned into something toxic that lasted over 10 years. And now, it's all coming out in the worst way possible. By 2007, their relationship had gone from professional to personal. Cassie said it started when she was 21, during a trip to Las Vegas. Diddy kissed her in his hotel room, and from that point on, he wasn't just her boss, he was her partner. At least that's what it looked like from the outside. But behind closed doors, Cassie says their relationship was full of fear, control, and abuse. Their relationship was complicated from the beginning. They were seen together at events. People thought they were getting engaged, but then would have intense fights in public. In 2016, things got so bad that the police were called. Cassie said Diddy controlled everything: what she wore, who she talked to, and even where she went. Then, after years and years of abuse and control, in 2018, Cassie finally left him. People thought that was the end.
My lifestyle is so different than everyone else's that, I don't know if marriage would be conducive to me sitting here with you right now.
She moved on, married personal trainer Alex Fine in 2019, and started her own family. But the truth is, what she went through with Diddy, it wasn't easy to forget. So in 2023, she finally decided to speak out. In November 2023, Cassie filed a shocking lawsuit against Diddy. She didn't just accuse him of abuse, she accused him of sexual assault, drugs, and sex trafficking. She said he forced her to join group sex parties, threatened her, and used her fear to control her. But here's the crazy part. The very next day, the case was quietly settled. No trial, no public answers, just a private agreement. A lot of people felt like the truth had been buried again. Then the video came out. In May 2024, a hotel security video from 2016 was leaked. It showed Diddy attacking Cassie in a hallway. He shoved her, dragged her, and even kicked her while she was on the ground. It was violent, it was real, and it was hard to watch. It didn't take long for the internet to completely explode. Diddy apologized in a short video, calling his actions inexcusable. But most people didn't buy it. It was just too late. And things got way worse for the music mogul. In September 2024, the feds made their move. Diddy was arrested and taken in on a laundry list of serious charges. This included racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution. Basically, they were accusing him of running a full-blown criminal empire. In court, he pleaded not guilty, but the judge wasn't having it. His bail was straight up denied. And the reason? Well, there were concerns that he'd engage in witness tampering.
So things are winding down outside of the mansion here on Star Island, where this media mogul calls home. We know that the mobile command center that these federal agents were using just pulled out a few minutes ago.
Then in March 2025, federal agents raided Diddy's mansions in Los Angeles and Miami. And the evidence they uncovered was absolutely wild. You see, they didn't just find laptops and phones, they found drugs like ketamine and MDMA. They found illegally modified firearms, and the worst of all, they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. What for? According to the feds, these were for something called freak-offs. Now, you might be wondering, what do the feds mean by freak-offs? Well, turns out these were private sex parties that Diddy allegedly organized, filmed, and controlled. The indictment says women were forced to perform for him and others. Sometimes they were drugged. Sometimes they were given IV drips afterward to recover from what they'd just been through. These raids were part of a bigger investigation, one that's painting Diddy not as a music mogul, but as the head of a criminal ring. Someone that used fame, fear, and money to keep people quiet. And it worked for years. That is, until now. As the trial moves forward, we're getting even more jaw-dropping testimonies. During Cassie's testimony, she didn't just drop allegations, she dropped bombs. In court, she laid out a disturbing picture of what her relationship with Diddy was really like. And according to her, it wasn't love, it was constant control and abuse. She said Diddy forced her into disturbing sexual acts during the freak-offs. These were situations where Cassie says she was pressured into sleeping with other people, sometimes for Diddy's entertainment. And when she resisted, there were threats, violence, fear. She described being physically assaulted, manipulated, and isolated former assistants.
Moving on now to Cassie Ventura's mother, who took the stand yesterday in the racketeering and sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. We've been following it, you have as well. She testified to alleged blackmail by Combs while he and Ventura were dating.
Victims, even Cassie's mom. They're all coming forward and they're all saying the same thing. Diddy wasn't just controlling, he was dangerous. Capricorn Clark, a former assistant to Diddy, backed up everything. She said Diddy ruled his empire with intimidation and not charm. She described a culture of fear around him, and she even dropped this chilling detail. Turns out she once got an email from Cassie where Cassie said Diddy threatened to kill Kid Cudi. Why? Because he thought she was getting too close to Cudi. And it gets worse. Kid Cudi himself showed up in court, and his testimony was absolutely insane.
The actual cut, the hole in his Porsche, and then they saw the damage done from that Molotov cocktail where the red interior is ruined and darkened by the fire that started in his car.
He testified about a Molotov cocktail being thrown at his car back in 2012. Yeah, a literal firebomb. He believes Diddy was behind it. And then there was the creepy phone call. Cudi says Diddy told him, "I'm over here waiting for you." Not exactly subtle. Then Dawn Richard, a singer from Danity Kane who worked with Diddy, told the court about a scary moment she saw between Diddy and Cassie. She said Diddy got angry and tried to hit Cassie with a pan full of eggs. When Cassie fell to the ground, he kicked her. Dawn said after that, Diddy locked her and another girl in a room so they couldn't help Cassie or leave. She talked about how it was one of the worst things she had ever seen, and it made her afraid of him too. Cassie's mom, Regina Ventura, also shared what she knew. She said Diddy once threatened to post private videos of Cassie unless someone paid him $20,000. Regina said she didn't know what to do but tried to protect her daughter by taking pictures of her injuries. Her words showed how badly Cassie was treated and how the abuse hurt the whole family.
Cassie Ventura's former best friend, Carrie Morgan, taking the stand against Sean Diddy Combs, telling jurors, quote, "Her boyfriend assaulted me."
Carrie Morgan, Cassie's former best friend, gave more details. She said she saw Diddy hit Cassie more than once. She also said he once grabbed her by the neck and hit her with a wooden hanger. She also talked about how this was a major reason why she ended her friendship with Cassie. She was afraid of what Diddy would do to her if she tried to protect her friend from him. So now it's not just Cassie's words anymore. Slowly, the world is getting to know the real face of Diddy. And obviously, his team is saying it's all lies. They claim he's being framed and that this is some big setup. They're trying to flip the narrative. But with the amount of evidence stacking up against Diddy, that's going to be a hard sell. Not only that, but fans now believe that the days of Diddy being untouchable are over, and it all started with Cassie. After the allegations were made public, things fell apart quickly. Big brands dropped him fast. His deals with Kyrock and DeLeon canceled. Diageo, the company behind the drinks, cut all ties. At Revolt TV, the media company he started, he had to step down. Award shows and events stopped mentioning his name. Even his old friends in the music world went quiet. People who once worked with him didn't want to be involved anymore. Cassie, on the other hand, has stayed silent. No interviews, no drama. Her lawyers have claimed that Cassie only wants to concentrate on her family. But that one lawsuit she filed did something huge. It broke the silence. And now the truth is finally coming out. And now, as the trial moves forward, all eyes are on what will come. Next, more names might drop, more secrets might spill, because it's not just about Diddy anymore. People want to know who else was in those freak-offs, who showed up, who stayed quiet, and most importantly, who's next. With a verdict expected by early July, this drama is far from over, so stay tuned.